Alright, so what's up everyone, now welcome back to the channel. Now today, I want to talk about my initial thoughts and opinions on the Call of Duty Vanguard beta. So, we're around about 6 hours after the initial launch of the beta, and I've pretty much played through that entire time. And I just want to give some of my initial opinions on the game, some things that I like, some things that I dislike, and all that stuff. Now, just before we get into the video, if you are new around here, make sure to subscribe to the channel. I have a lot of Vanguard content planned over the next however many weeks, and when Vanguard comes out, I am going to absolutely demolish this game. I'm going to get the Mastery Camo as soon as possible. I'm going to be making tons of content. So if you want to see that, make sure you subscribe. Also for the beta, I have a few things planned. I want to do a final review on the beta. Just basically sort of expand off of what this video will be. This is just to sort of get my opinions out there in the open. I might, change my mind about some stuff. I might, find some other stuff I like or dislike. So yeah, if that sounds interesting, subscribe to the channel and leave a like on this video if you enjoy it. But without the way, let's just get right into it. So the first thing we're going to do is go through the pros, and then we're going to go through the cons after that. The pros are probably going to be a lot shorter, sorry, because obviously I'm just telling you what I like. There's not much to it. Now, the first thing is the graphics. Now, I play on the Series X, and I know that there are quite a few graphical bugs. I'm not really here to talk about bugs at all. This is just core gameplay features and stuff, but outside of the bugs, this game is beautiful. It's just as good as Modern Warfare, like the engine and the feel and everything. We'll talk about the feel a little bit later on. But in terms of like the color palette and the actual graphical fidelity, this game is gorgeous, honestly. Like I said, it's really colorful. Gavutu, or whatever it's called, Gavutu, sorry. There's also Eagle's Nest, which they just look incredible. They have like whites and luscious greens and, all these different colors that bounce off of each other, and it just makes the game look incredible. The lighting is also great, and the weather effects are also great as well. They really bring the maps to life, I would say. Gavutu, especially, there's obviously the sort of like rainstorm that's happening on that map, and it really just brings character and life to the map, and it's really great. Lighting, obviously with ray tracing, it's beautiful, but yeah, that's pretty much all there is for graphics. Next up is the feel. This game feels almost identical to Modern Warfare in terms of movement, gunplay. That's all a great thing, obviously, because Modern Warfare's engine is incredible, so the feel of the game is truly amazing, and I just love the movement system of this game. The gunsmith seems just as in-depth as Modern Warfare. It's a lot better than Cold War's shitty copy and paste system. This one is very much in-depth, and I would like to talk more about the gunsmith later on. But overall, I love how it has a lot of customization to it, and I just think it's great. The maps are sort of a mixed bag, in my opinion. I like 3 of the 4 maps: Eagle's Nest, Hotel Royale, and Gavutu. I think these 3 maps are all good in some regard. Eagle's Nest is definitely my favorite. It's a classic 3-lane map. It has some verticality to it. Obviously, it has probably the most destructible environment in the maps we have at the moment. And I just really like this map. Hotel Royale has a ton of verticality, which is really great to see with a COD map, obviously. And I just think the map plays really well. Gavutu is sort of a mixed bag, in my opinion. I think sometimes it can be good, but sometimes it can be a bit of a camp fest as well. And Red Star we'll talk about a little bit later, because I have some strong opinions on that map. And finally, the pacing options are great. I think we'll be able to change them and actually filter them in the full game, but for now it's sort of just random what you get. So there's Tactical, which is strictly 6v6. We have the Assault, which is, I think it bounces between like 10v10 and 12v12 sometimes, or maybe 14v14. And then there's also Blitz, which is just more than that, basically. It's just a different amounts of players that are on the maps. And overall, I think these are great. It's great to be able to choose between these. I think mainly I'm going to be playing Assault normally, and for Blitz, that'll be for camo grinding, to be honest. But at the same time, I think just for playing normally, some of the pacing options work and some don't. So I would say that for Eagle's Nest, it works the best on 6v6. It can work on like 10v10, 12v12, that, blah, blah, blah. But especially with Hotel Royale as well, I think that is really good for 6v6. Obviously, with Assault and Blitz, it's a lot more crazy. But I think 6v6 works on these maps. Gavutu and Red Star, it doesn't at all. You basically need more players for these maps to be enjoyable. That's obviously because I would say they're a lot larger maps. But yeah, that's pretty much everything that I like so far about the game. Now we're going to move on to the cons. So the first thing if you're playing with a party, literally after every game, somebody gets kicked out. I know I didn't really want to talk about bugs too much, but this is really annoying. Like, it's actually just infuriating when you're trying to play with a full squad and you finish up a game and somebody gets kicked out without them even knowing, and it just ruins the matchmaking. So you gotta spend another 2 to 3 minutes sorting out the matchmaking, and I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but if you play 10 games in a row, that's 20 to 30 minutes wasted because of a stupid bug, so hopefully that gets fixed soon. The time to kill feels really inconsistent in this game, most likely due to the headshot multiplier, I would say. I don't really know what the other multipliers are like, but I know the headshot multiplier is quite high. I know I had one gunfight today where I literally two-shot someone with an STG because I got headshots, whereas there are other times where I use an MP40 or a Tommy gun, and I 5-shot them, they don't even die. Like, it's really weird. I don't know if it's a bug, if it's just the way the game is. I'm not too sure, but it's sort of just really inconsistent, and hopefully it can be addressed. Two things that need to go are the tac sprint delay after sliding and suppression. Now, the first one, the tac sprint delay, I'm sure if you're all accustomed to Modern Warfare and Warzone, you most likely slide cancel and tac sprint. So obviously what you do, you tac sprint, you go into a slide, but you cancel the slide, you get up and then you start tac sprinting again, then you slide cancel. Obviously everyone knows that. It's really hard in this game because once you slide and then get up into a tactical sprint, it doesn't actually put you straight into a tactical sprint. It just puts you into a normal sprint for like a full second or two, and then it puts you into a tactical sprint. It's just really jarring if you're trying to slide cancel, and I don't really know why they did this. It's really weird. I don't know what kind of purpose it has being this way, but it just needs to go, honestly. And secondly, the suppression needs to go. This is a mechanic where if you get shot at, I think it's if you get injured, you just like can't move. And it's dumb. It's just really dumb. I don't know why it's a thing. We don't need to slow down the game anymore. The pacing in the games actually isn't too bad at the moment. It's not perfect, but it's a lot better than Modern Warfare's pacing, so it's pretty good. And the suppression just kind of ruins that, so this just needs to go. Two things about the gunsmith as well I want to talk about. The first one is 10 attachments. This is really dumb in my opinion. Like, I'm all for customization, but this is just blowing it out of proportion. Like, it's just going to take so much time to sit there and think about, like, the ideal build you want. Like, I thought Modern Warfare system was enough. Like, yeah, it was enough customization, but it was also, like, you didn't have to spend too long customizing your guns. But with 10 attachments, it's just overwhelming how much you have to do. It's actually just... It's a little bit too much customization in my opinion, and I think limit it down to at least 6 attachments. And the second thing is the ammo types. Incendiary rounds, explosive rounds, they need to go. They need to only be on, say, shotguns, maybe snipers would be quite funny. But they need to go. I like the idea of the ammo types, like say subsonic and what is there, like frangible wounding or something like that. I might be wrong. Those ammo types are actually pretty cool, but when you have explosive and incendiary start messing with damage and stuff, I just don't think it works. I think keeping incendiary, explosive, all of these sort of like very wild things need to stay on shotguns. I think that's where they belong. And finally for this video is Red Star. I despise this map. If I could compare this map, it reminds me a lot of Hovek Sawmill and Grozny Raid from Modern Warfare. If you put them into one map, sorry, that's pretty much Red Star. There's too many power positions in this map. It's way too open. It has no flow to it whatsoever. There's basically 2 main buildings on this map. You've got the one like in the middle where it's like a big square, and you have the other one which is more like rectangular shaped. It's more like it's taller and it's like thinner, if that makes sense. This map basically just ends up as a standoff between those 2 buildings. Apart from the people who try and flank around the complete other side of the map in like the really open part, then it just I don't even know. You have this standoff between the 2 buildings where people are like, you know, mounting up and sniping and camping or whatever. If you try and move in between these 2 buildings, you cannot. It's a kill zone. It's like Grozny Raid. That's and Hovek Sawmill. It's sort of the size of Grozny Raid, and it has the sort of like standoff aspect of Hovek Sawmill. You can't go out into the middle bit without being shot from like 14 different angles, and it's so annoying. I don't know if it's worse on 6v6 or 14v14 or 12v12 or whatever, but it's horrible. It's the same on every single one. At least with 14v14 you can get some normal gunfights, even though this standoff still happens. But with 6v6 it's just mind-boggling how this is a 6v6 map. I don't understand. This could pass as a 20v20 map, and it would still be cancer. There's just way too many windows. There's way too many power positions. There's way too many open areas, and you can't maneuver from one building to the other, from one side to the other, without getting raped from like 100 different angles. It's just a terrible, terrible map, and it's one of those maps that will never get fixed because it's just, you know, at the core, awful. But anyway, that's all I have to talk about for today's video. Overall, I'm really enjoying Vanguard. I look forward to giving my overall review on the beta. There are annoying parts to it, but I think this game has a good future. So that's going to do it for today's video. Thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like and also subscribe if you are new around here. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.